Ever since Mighty Switch Force 2 was announced for the Nintendo 3DS, fans have been asking for the game to be brought over to Nintendo's latest home console, the Nintendo Wii U. Fans asked and WayForward delivered, because a Wii U version of Mighty Switch Force 2 has finally hit the eShop. Keep in mind that unlike Mighty Switch Force Hyperdrive Edition that previously released on the Wii U eShop with updated graphics and new levels, Mighty Switch Force 2 is basically a straight up port of its 3DS counterpart with nothing new added. But what you will find is that Patricia Wagon is back as Planet Land begins to spontaneously combust and set everything ablaze. The reformed hooligan sisters are stuck in the midst of it all, so Patty sets out on a rescue mission. Putting away her mighty pistol from the first game, Wagon dons a new weapon in the form of the Infinity Dousing Apparatus to put out the fiery flames of death. And familiar to Switch Force fans is the return of the Siren Helmet that brings along with it the good old block switching from the previous installment. Switch Force 2 is a mix between platforming action and puzzle solving as you cascade through each individual level looking for the 5 hooligan sisters tucked in each. The addition of the fire hose opens up fun new possibilities in terms of enigmas to overcome. That range from shooting bursts of water through a series of connected pipes to blasting gallons of H2O into the gaping maw of some eggplant-like enemy, who, by the way, is the coolest enemy in the game. Now those puzzles are just the tip of the iceberg, as you also have to juggle the returning block-pushing gameplay, so you can bridge gaps or create platforms to reach higher areas by pushing boxes from the foreground to the background by a simple tap of the A button. Each bite-sized level is pretty well designed, introducing different gameplay elements as you progress. The puzzles never become too convoluted, which is something I fancy, and your reflexes will constantly be challenged with split-second block switches. And as a cherry on top, the final level gives the player a nice change in gameplay compared to previous levels, and it even culminates into a fight with the game's only boss, who is pretty enjoyable to encounter. On the other hand, the visuals for Mighty Switch Force 2 are a nice sight. WayForward knows how to do pixel art, and the detail put into all the environments and backgrounds are really something. And I took a special fondness to, believe it or not, the trees. They're just really polished with the amount of detail put into the leaves and shadows, making it something that caught my eye. But the graphics do seem like a downgrade from what was present in Hyperdrive Edition, as they went ahead and gave that game a graphical overhaul, so I would have loved to see what WayForward could have done transforming the sequel as well. It really seems like a missed opportunity, and I wish WayForward took that extra time to do so, but the game we got still looks great nonetheless with the sharpness that comes along with the high definition of the Wii U. Also worthy of being noted is its fantastic soundtrack composed by none other than Jake Kaufman, who's the man behind the tunes of Mighty Switch Force 1, DuckTales Remastered, and many more titles. Almost every single one of the music tracks are a delight to listen to, fitting the feeling of the game with the more quick and upbeat nature. The song during the credits though? That's where it's happening, folks. Talk about a way to celebrate victory. Now, as I've stated, each level is bite-sized, so most will only take under 5 minutes to complete, and combined with there only being 16 levels, you're looking at a very short game. You can probably beat the game in around an hour, but the game does encourage you to keep coming back to each level to find the ugly secret babies tucked away in more hard-to-reach places, and to try to beat the default time trials, which are actually pretty fun to do and call for some simple memorization of the stages. I'd recommend holding off on the time trials until you beat the game though, because you may just get a little something to help you out. Overall, the Wii U version of Mighty Switch Force 2 is a fantastic game to experience. If you are a newcomer, the game is definitely worthy of a purchase with its enjoyable levels and delightful soundtrack. But if you already have the 3DS version of said game though, there really is no reason to pick this version up because it is basically just a simple port without any new content. It does seem like a missed opportunity for WayForward to not give the game a graphical overhaul like they did with Hyperdrive Edition, and that would have been really welcoming. But in all, thegamingpixelshow.com is awarding the Wii U version of Mighty Switch Force 2 a 4.5 out of 5. So if you like what you saw, please give it a thumbs up and add your favorites and all that good stuff. You can stay tuned for more news videos, video reviews, and That's Nintendo Crazy episodes. But I'll talk to you later in the next video, guys. Bye!